Hello, radio check. Is this thing on? Who do we have here today? We have Vince, Da Vinci, Down Under Maker, Bearded Printer, Marin. How's it going, guys? How was your day? Halfway through the week. Everyone having a good day? Am I live? Can you see me? Can you hear me? All right, excellent. Running test over there on the Trident. So far, so good. I rewired the tool start sensor. Soldered new wires on there. Got rid of the post extruder because it wasn't even being used. And moved it to a different end stop pin on there on the tool head board. And fingers crossed, maybe I can stop throwing away prints, because the printer just decides at 90% of the way through a 18-hour print that, you know what, fuck it, I'm done. I'm quitting, going home, shutting off the motor, shutting off the bed, shutting off the heaters. It just thinks it's done to print. It goes to 100%. So maybe it'll stop doing that bullshit. Because I threw away a print this morning that was like a quarter of a spool of filament because it did that. I was rather annoyed because I don't think there's enough on there to redo that print now. I really kind of wanted it that color. Havoc, how's it going? What'd you miss? You just missed me complaining about my printer. No, this is a H36 toolhead board from Physek. It is running on USB, much like the Nighthawk. Down Under Maker, I meant to message you. So I went to the post the other day to send JPP some ducks, and I was gonna send you out your drivers, and for the life of me I could not find your address anymore. I don't know if it maybe was in like a chat that we were having with another person, or what happened to it, but I can't find it. Yeah. So tonight we're going to work on the Micron. You're going to have to bear with me for like 2 seconds though, because I got to finish cleaning this up. Hello? Are you going to follow me? Hi. There you go. You're going to follow me. I'm trying to learn the gesture controls on this thing. It ain't gonna follow me all the way around, but it'll follow me enough that we can put the doors back on the Trident. And the side panel, I think. Every time I put the panels back on this thing. Hey, you guys seen the original Italian Job? Where he's talking about blowing the bloody doors off. That's what that movie line's what I think of every single time I have to put panels on or off of a printer. This your car, pretty car. All right. Ooh. Let's see. Your Cobra extruder came in and now it won't feed correctly. Issues has discussion on fixing USB issues. Huh? By the way, welcome Zooman2. I don't think I've seen you in chat before. So, welcome to the streams. Camera's not going to follow me around all the way over here. I'm just putting away some connectors. All right. Let's grab some Micron panel. USB times out doing long prints. Huh. That kind of makes sense. Tell me more. All right. Here we are. Exhibit A. My bench. Ground the extruder motor to the ground on the board. Just any ground pin? Oh, this is the Micron, Luke, that I left and came back to this blob of death. Any ground? All right, I'm going to do that right after this stream. I didn't know if it needed, I didn't know what ground, if it mattered specifically. But yeah, I can. So, what I'm thinking in my head, and let me see if this is right, when you say to ground the motor, I'm just going to take one of the ears, and I'm going to sand the coating off of the metal, and then I'm going to get an eyelet connector, and I'm going to put that in there where the screw goes in to attach it to the extruder, and then run a wire from that to the tool head board to ground it. After it dies, SSH into LS USB. If it only lists 0 devices, USB bus has been reset. It sees all the devices. There's no error at all. Like, I can go in, hit print, and it just takes off. When you go in and look back at the Clippy log, it shows nothing. It just went back home and not even home. It went back to, like, the position that it's supposed to go to after print is done, ejected the filament back into the ran filament unload. It ran my NG code macro. No, it's a H36 toolhead board, the FISEC one. Yeah, it ran my end print macro. It just, I don't know. It just skips over a huge chunk of the G-code file. G-code file's fine. I've gone in and checked that. In fact, I've rerun the same G-code file before, and it's gone through and finished. So it's not like the G-code files are a mess. Something like that. I have no idea. Yeah. It's been a nightmare. It sucks. It's my fastest printer. It's my most expensive printer. It's my nicest printer. It's my favorite printer. No tangle, because there's not even a tangle detection on there. Wiki Central, how's it going? All right, so I'm gonna move all this stuff out of my way. Oh, by the way, guys, did you know that Hobby Lobby now sells 3D printing filament? $12.99 for basic PLA. $18.99 for silks. Sunlit, that's what I thought it was. Had a sneaking suspicion. I saw the wood PLA. They only had one spool of every color. I got a thing of yellow and a thing of red. The red's a nice looking red. Yeah, they had a marble. They had a purple. Purple looked nice. I almost got that. JPP, did I miss you? I did. How's it going, JPP? I'm assuming that they've just got a few spools just to test the waters, to judge interest. And I mean, I've been saying it for a while that Hobby Lobby should carry 3D printing stuff. It is a hobby. I don't know how it would compare with like the folks doing like the Cricut stuff, but it seems like it's probably about on par. So I imagine if it does well, you'll see machines and everything else in there sooner or later. Cody, what do you mean it sucks that they're the company that did it? I don't understand. I don't know. That's more of a point of view that depends on who you are. I'm not going to get into it. Some people love them, some people hate them. That has nothing to do with me. I'm just stating the fact that they have filament. If you choose to buy from them or you choose not to based on your own personal beliefs, that's on you. It's right there. Yeah. Here's my thing in life, right? I have my own personal beliefs on stuff. And other people have their personal beliefs on stuff. As long as people don't force their personal beliefs on me, I don't really care what theirs are. I do my best not to force my personal beliefs on somebody else. And if y'all catch me doing it, call me out on it, because it's something I try not to do. Yeah. I did see that this afternoon. Well, is regardless of your personal beliefs, I think we can all agree that shooting someone for theirs is wrong. So here's the deal, okay? The First Amendment, freedom of speech, was so that people could share their ideas and beliefs with one another and discuss them and find a way to come together on stuff. Because if you don't, and you don't talk to the other side, and you don't hear them out, and you don't try to see stuff from another person's perspective, it ends fucking badly. That's not a personal belief. You can go back all through history and see how many wars were fought over people that just would not fucking come to the table and talk to one another. No, you're fine, man. I don't care. I'll talk about whatever. All right. I got stuff all in your view. Stuff all up in your face. So, we found that our front idlers were okay. So, score 1 for the beefy front idlers, because they're the only thing that managed to survive this fucking incident. I'm just checking to make sure there's no screws or anything in here that I actually kind of need. And then I'm going to get some air and I'm going to blow this out. This is a disaster. All right. Looks like we're good there. Let's close up this box. Let's move this out of the way. Grab an air nozzle. Not much, JPP. We're just discussing Hobby Lobby and the fact that they now sell 3D printing filament. Oh, no. It's not just a hot end that needs fixed. So the hot end actually survived. The only thing that was damaged on the hot end during this catastrophe was the sock was ripped. The damage that was done to the hot end was done afterwards with me trying to clean it off. I broke the thermistor. Heater may or may not be good. I don't know. But I bought a thermistor and a heater just in case. What it did manage to destroy was the AB mounts, the XY mounts, the tool head mounts, the tool head front face. JPP's got a list. JPP, you want to pull up the minutes from our last meeting? It fucked up the magnet on underneath the sheet because it took the sheet off and threw that off, and then messed up the magnet. It was almost it was like almost 100 grams. I can't remember, like 90 some grams that blob of death was. Almost 100-gram blob of death. Oh, calm down. Oh, Case. You're okay. It's some compressed air. You're going to be all right. Dog's losing his mind. All right. Yeah. What was I printing when the blob of death happened? I was printing parts for the 31K. I started doing some belt adjustments on Micron last week. Ended up completely redoing the live idlers and pins. I kept finding more and more problems with it. I have a real bad problem with screws falling out of stuff. All right. I guess let's start by fixing this magnet. Get out the X-Acto knife. What I'm going to do here is just take this and trim off this bit that's sticking up so that it doesn't affect the bed mesh any. There we go. Yeah, JPP kept a running list for us. So thanks, JPP. Appreciate you. I was going to send JPP the Blob of Death, but Melissa said she did not want to hang it on her Christmas tree as an ornament. Can't ever imagine why. Could it be that the Blob of Death looks somewhat phallic in nature? All right. Build plate. Done. No. Topper. It's got to be the tree topper. Oh, yeah, you've got to stream at 10. So in 30 minutes. I'm sorry, Down Under Maker. I forgot. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to speed run this for 30 minutes. And then we're all going to go hang out and give Down Under Maker hell in his stream. Sound good? All right. So let's go. So in an effort to try to keep this thing in its full and upright position, I think we're going to do the AB joints first. I'm not entirely sure the best way to go about getting this back in order without it ending up in some kind of stupid, but we're gonna do what we can. All right, so let's go over here. We need some nuts. We need one on the bottom. Nope, definitely not that one. Maybe this one? Nope, not that one either. Nope. We're going to find it sooner or later, I promise. Is it this one? I do believe it's this one. Excellent. All right. So Down Under Maker, what are you going to be doing on your stream tonight? All right, Brad, have a good one. HBB, is that the new, that a new board? I'm not familiar with that one. All right. That definitely looks like some heat sets going there. Plug this in, move this out of the way. Whole bunch of things in my back just popped. Find out if it made it feel better or worse in like 30 seconds when I go to stand up. Oh, macro buttons. I always just made my own macro buttons for the skirts and stuff. I tried to give some away when we just did the 2.4 rebuild and nobody wanted them. They were all built with the NeoPixels on them and everything. All ready to go. Nobody wanted them. They said, free, to hell with that shit, that's too expensive. All right, so. One. Two. Do you have clipper screen on that printer? And do you have the Box Turtle plugin for clipper screen? All right, I'm not tightening those up all the way, so we can do that. Thing goes there. Now there's an AFC plugin for clipper screen too. Let me show you what it looks like. Let me pull it up. Let me just pull it up. All right, so this probably is not going to connect to the right thing, but we're going to fix that in a minute. So if we do Box Turtle IMS, go to Armor Turtle GitHub, go back to Armor Turtle, and we go to repository. All right, now if I go over here to monitor, display capture, properties, display. There we go. Okay, so if you go to your Armor Turtle GitHub and you go to AFC Clipper Screen add-on, you just run this, and this is what it looks like on your clipper screen. So it's going to give you controls for all the lanes. It's going to give you sensor readouts, extruder control temp, individual lane moving stuff, filament configurations, and more than this is even pictured. So if you have the Box Turtle and you're running AFC for your software, go to the Armor Turtle GitHub and get the clipper screen add-on. You need the role on there. No, you don't need a serial to get this clipper screen add-on. You don't need that at all. This is just public on their GitHub. What you're talking about is the Mainsail integration, and Mainsail's on here now too, is public. So are the themes. Yeah, it's all on here public now. Back over here. Dun, dun, dun. All right, there we go. We're gonna get two of these. We're gonna get two of these washers. Come here. Two of these washers. Yes, yes. Then we're gonna get another one of these. Is that right? That's right. Ooh, don't use a magnetized driver to do this. Goodness gracious. That's not at all helpful. That does not seem right. That seems right. What's the length on these? 35s. This doesn't need to clearance anything. So I'm gonna run long ass fucking screws all the way through this bitch since it ripped those out. We clearly know that's a weak point. I've got some button head screws, but they're black. They're not black, they're the nickel coated ones. Actually, now that I think about it, that might actually matter. Tool head might need to go over top of that. Ugh. Come out right there. Da, da, da. Works great. Yeah, it does. I need a little electric screwdriver. Dum dum dizzy dizzy dum dum dizzy dum dum. So tomorrow's stream is also going to be in the evening. Does anybody else stream in the evening tomorrow? Yeah. I can plan around that if they do. You do? What time do you stream? Mm-hmm. 6 p.m. Eastern. How long do you normally stream for, Luke? I try to not step on my friend's toes. 2 to 3 hours. All right, so if we do 9 p.m. tomorrow, we should be good. So we'll stream the same time tomorrow. All right, now I just had the box down because I was looking for something else that has all the little things that hold the nuts into 1515 extrusions. I didn't think about it. Should have grabbed them because I don't have any to hold these in. So we're just gonna put the nuts on and slide that in. Then set down on there. Not snugging that up at all. It's still plenty loose so I can get stuff in. All right, we'll start with our bearings here. All right. 2 bearings, 2 washers. Where'd my washer go? Where'd it go? There it is. All right, let's do it this way. Let's flip this over. Let's get our screw. Push it up a little bit. Put the washer on. Push it up a little bit. Put the bearing on. Push it up a little bit. The other bearing on. So what I'm doing is just slowly raising this up and letting gravity kind of help me out along the way, so I can slide all this stuff together and not have to fight this so much to get everything lined up. There we go. Let's get this. Where's our other idler? That's gonna go here in the front. Get that in there. Tighten these 2 screws up. Can't remember if I tightened that up. Get this screw and this screw. And they're going to run down into heat sets, so that's nice. Hate threading stuff in the plastic. Makes my hands hurt. And I don't think I have a attachment for the electric screwdriver that goes down to 2 millimeters. I think the smallest I've got is 2.5. No, I do have a 2. I got all the way down to 1.5. Yay! All right. That one gets torqued. This one does not. And like that, we have a gantry. Now, This is the part of the build that's super important. I got this tip from Down Under Maker. He'll tell you the best thing ever. You should probably do this. You get yourself a set of Weir Hex Pluses and you cut them down. You cut them like in half. Then you bend them again. So you get super stubby versions of Weir Hex Pluses. Then you send Down Under Maker a picture of it, letting him know that it's the best mod ever for your Weir drivers. He loves it. Super useful in just about any situation. All right, then you repeat this. Let's go over here, multicam. We're just installing all of our screw dads into the doodads. And well, oh, we made progress. We got a gantry installed back in here. Well, the X gantry on here anyway. We have made progress. Doing a retro pie. I always wanted to do one of those. It's just never been high on my list because I'm not a huge gamer. Though I would like some way to play Gauntlet and Gauntlet 2 from the old original NES. Alright, so once you install the extremely annoying tiny little screws, on here. You just run your gantry to the front. Make sure it's nice and squared up. Tighten down your screws to hold your gantry in place, and you're good to go. But we've got 5 minutes until my buddy Down Under Maker starts streaming. So while I finish installing these last couple screws on the other side, take this opportunity to hit like and subscribe. If you've not already subscribed, join the Discord if you haven't joined the Discord. Click on Mr. Down Under Maker's profile. Go subscribe to his channel. Find his upcoming live stream. Down Under Maker, if I could kick people over to your stream, I would, sir. But as far as I know, I'm still not able to. I'm going to look into that again. So I can't kind of raid into you. I apologize. All right. All right, everyone. With that, thanks for joining. Thanks for hanging out. We'll be back again live tomorrow. Sorry for such a short stream. I'm just not going to step on the feet of a buddy of mine. It's not a you thing. It's a me thing. For some reason, YouTube will not allow me to do it. Anyway, take it easy, y'all. We'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you over on Down Under Maker's stream. Later.